Hi, welcome to another Cajun Toy review. Today we're talking about a figure that I'm very excited to present to you guys and discuss. This is Drizzt and Guinevar from Dungeons and Dragons, from basically the Dark Elf trilogy and 30 other books featuring him in the Forgotten Realms universe. This character has made appearances in like Baldur's Gates, Dark Alliance, the most recent horrible game that I was really disappointed in, the new Dark Alliance. He's one of the playable characters in there. Basically a poster boy for a lot of the Forgotten Realms stuff, but extremely popular. I've been reading the books. I'm still like I'm on the 4th book right now, so I got a long way to go, but loving it. And when this figure was announced, it was just at the right time because I was just getting into that kind of stuff, those books, I mean, and I was familiar with the character, but not so much as the book knowledge. And now that I'm loving it, and I'm really excited to kind of talk about this figure and mess around with it. So really great box on this. I love the art on the front of it. Drizzt and Guinevar on the hunt. We got, looks like some of the Underdark on here. Some Panther symbols, and of course we got some spiders in the back. So if you're familiar with the Underdark, where Drizzt is from, it's basically the underworld, where the Dark Elves, the Drow, live, and several other different races. But just basically like cavernous, like underground stuff. Yeah, they a lot of different deities, including one called Loth, which is the Spider Queen. So, and they worship her. So yeah, the spiders are cool in there. On the back there is kind of an embossed art. It is kind of hard to see what it is on there, the reflection. But yeah, Dungeons and Dragons on the top, make parents go crazy in the 70s. Nothing else on the bottom. So let's go ahead and free Drizzt and Guinevar. So I'm not going to dwell on the packaging too much because it's really hard to see with the light and everything and the reflection. But it is a nice open packaging and stuff. We can see all different accessories, different heads. Of course, Guinevar and Drizzt right there. So yeah, too much of a reflection. So we're just going to move on to opening it up. Alright, here we have our Drizzt and Guinevar out of the packages, and man, these are awesome. I wasn't expecting to love these as much as I did, being that it was two kind of deluxe figures in a $39 package. I thought it was going to be kind of cheaply made, and you know, the quality, but man, there's a lot of detail, there's a lot of accessories, there's a lot of little cool stuff. If you're a fan of these characters and stuff, that like you'll just love. If you're unfamiliar with these characters, Drizzt is a Drow, which is a dark elf. He is from the Underdark, which is an underground world full of different cities and races and stuff. He is the 3rd born son of House Deodran, and basically, long story short, he kind of rebels against the Drow, the dark elf ways of just absolute power, and kind of goes rogue. And in the course of that, in the 1st book of him kind of like, you know, learning about himself and everything, he meets Guinevar, who is basically an ethereal panther who's owned by one of the different wizards. And I might be saying it 100% wrong, but anyway, by the end of the book, he basically claims Guinevar as his companion, and there's a little Onyx panther statue, because Guinevar doesn't exist in the real world. He's an ethereal creature, so basically he can be summoned, and after he's summoned, he can stay in the physical present world for so long, and then he has to go back to rest. Which, if he gets hurt or damaged or something like that, he'll heal. But they are, you know, best of friends. They got each other's back, and you know, Guinevar can't speak or anything like that. It's a panther, a magical panther, but has a lot of personality and truly cares for Drizzt, and you know, sometimes doesn't put up with his shit. So it's really cool. Being that it is a magical creature, they have this really cool, you can kind of see in the light, purple sheen to her, which looks really awesome. So let's look at the accessories, because there is a lot, and then we'll look at Drizzt and Guinevar. Alright, so here's all the accessories and different things that comes with Drizzt and Guinevar. First thing that a lot of people some people bought it just for this, is this really cool D20 die. It's got a really awesome kind of like bluish crystal sheen to it. It looks really awesome. But yeah, this is like an exclusive to this figure set. So I have seen people commented that yeah, they got it just for this, which hey, it looks awesome. I will keep it, but I got it for the characters. So moving on. So it does come with some. They do come with some artwork. So we have these different pictures right here. So this is Icewind Dale, I think. I'll be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me, please. But you know, I can't read this, so I'm assuming because I know their connection that this is Icewind Dale. These are some little goblins. I don't know if they're anybody in particular and stuff like that, but the art is really awesome. I really like this stuff. It's really cool. Here we have like a knoll. Again, really cool art. But you know, if you can read that, please translate that for me. Let me know. We got a beholder, which looks freaking nuts. Didn't make it into it in the game because that game is trash. But again, can't read that. This, I want to say it looks like a troll, but it could be an ice, ice giant. You know, it really depends on who's drawing, you know, what it's supposed to represent. But it's either, yeah. Let me know in the comments what this is. And this is Arthas from World of Warcraft, obviously on steroids. No, I don't know who this is. So if you do know, please tell me, because this dude looks pretty badass, and I like the chains and everything going on right here. It looks like he's got like some kind of open cavity, but the helmet does look like Arthas, but it does look awesome. So if you know who this is, and what this is, let me know in the comments. Thanks. So here is all of our accessories for Drizzt and Guinevar. We have first of all, it's two scimitars, Twinkle and Icing Death. These are really awesome because they're both unique. They're not just two different repaints. So really awesome for Drizzt's magical scimitars. They each fit in the sheaths, which we has two different color sheaths. I kind of match them up, and I'm a little ignorant because I'm not extremely far in the books enough to know if each one has their own exclusive sheath. So I just like to put them as so. I had it right the first time. And these kind of hang off his back, which is really awesome. And kind of hidden behind his cloak and stuff like that. Just so much cool detail. But let's keep going with the accessories. But like I said, these scimitars, really detailed, really awesome. A lot of paint on them and everything. So, and then we have these kind of energy magical effects and stuff like that. These actually slide right onto the scimitars, so they kind of fit on there. And they look really cool, like him coming down with them or whatnot. But they're heavy. They're really heavy, and the character is kind of skinny, and it's got so if you put these in his arms tend to sag. So as awesome as they are, I don't know how much I'll use them in maybe some pictures and stuff like that, but they're just really heavy. They weigh the character's arms down a lot. He has this magical unicorn pendant. This is from later in the books where I'm not at yet, where he can basically summon a magical unicorn. It's cool that's in there. You can actually put it on his neck and then put the cloak and everything on over it. But it's cool. Like I said, I'm not familiar with the creature's name. I know it, I've seen it, but I can't recall it, and I don't want to say the wrong thing and shame myself even more. So, but really cool. Here is the Onyx Panther statue figurine. This is what Drizzt uses to summon Guenhwyvar from the ethereal plane to the physical plane, and it's basically a magical statue. Now he comes with this hand, this kind of open hand, and it can hold the statue very well. So it's really cool. Little detail. You can grip it a couple different ways. I had him hold it, so. But really awesome. Oh. And then he has two gripping hands for the scimitars, and you know they're pretty easily bendable, so you can get a good grip on them and stuff like that. Not any really detail on them and stuff like that. They're just straight black painted hands. I can't tell if really they're supposed to be gloves or not. I mean, there are gloves, but there's like no detail on them to show that. And then his last hand, he's got this punching fisted hand. I see a piece of black paint came off of something. His cloak is removable. Really nice detail on it. I love the green color on it, and then it's got this white kind of fur that goes around it, and you can see that he has like the hood kind of pulled back and stuff like that. I wish we did have an option where we could put the hood on his head, or head with the hood. That would have been really awesome, but there's a lot of stuff already with this figure. And then he has two heads. So he's got this kind of angry, teeth gritted, serious face and stuff like that. And man, look at them eyes. He's got the purple violet eyes and stuff like that. That's one of his unique characteristics. But man, the detail on the teeth, the eyebrows, stuff like that, everything on it looks great. And then the second head is a little bit more stoic, kind of serious, kind of calm look for Drizzt. Once again, amazing paint. You got kind of the purple little tint on the lips, the purple eyes, and again. Now the thing that's really cool about this figure is that you can actually take the heads and just kind of give a little bit of pull out the ears. You can separate the hair. And you see how the ears are? The ears kind of like lock in place with the hair, so it's pretty genius on there. So now we have our two heads separate. So we got our serious face and our kind of smug, kind of just relaxed bit. But what we can do, so we can take that relaxed and switch it like that, so you can actually have a different look. So if you want him windblown, you know, walking or if you want to put this more serious face on the straighter hair, you can do that as well. So it's really cool detail and stuff like that. Like I said, there's a lot of accessories for this 2-pack. You know, we got the die, the effects, the 2 weapons, pendant, the statue, 4 hands total, the cloak, 2 heads with switchable hands. That's a lot, and then that's not even including the figures. So you definitely get your money's worth. So let's take a look at our figures. I kind of forgot to, I left this out. It's part of the backdrop of the figure and stuff like that, and the figures and everything in there. You get this really nice little backdrop of like this village and stuff. It looks really cool. You can do some cool photography and stuff with it, you know, but don't want to leave that out because it is pretty cool. So, all right, so first we'll look at Guenhwyvar, the ethereal panther, and I don't have a lot of animal figures. I'm still waiting on my timber, so I don't know all the articulation. I'm hopefully going to name it all right and stuff like that, because you know, it's going to be a little bit different on this. But anyway, the paint on her is awesome. She's all black, but she's got this really cool purple sheen on it to make her, you know, that you see that she is ethereal and she is a magical creature. Trying to see, hopefully you can see it in this light, but there's this really cool purple, like translucent kind of gloss on her, and it just looks really awesome. But as for the figure itself, it looks great. There's a lot of muscle tone in it. The face is really detailed with the eyes and everything and stuff like that. A lot of motion and articulation on this figure. When you get out of the box, it's basically all ready to go. You got to attach the tail, which has a little bit of a hinge in it, so you can rotate it, and it has a hinge on it, so you can get a little bit of expression and you know, range on that thing. Her back legs and her front legs are done a little bit differently, so we'll look at them visually just like we would on a person. You can kind of pivot up and down a little bit. There's a ratchet in there, or not a ratchet, I'm clicking it too hard. There is a hinge on the knee. It's very stiff. I might have to put her in some with the heat gun on her before a little bit, but you can move that, and there's rotation in her knee. There is a joint in the calf, and then there's a hinge on the foot, and there is rotation, so you can rotate it. So that's just, you can get so much range on this. And there is paws on the bottom, but there's no peg holes on the bottom of the feet. But that's really cool, little detail for those pads on the feet. Do the front legs, and then we'll look at the rest of the body. The front legs have a little bit, they have the range a little bit. You can kind of see where the cut is. They do have rotation forward, but with this right here, it blocks. But you can kind of have your Panther leaping to rip somebody apart. There is a little bit of rotation on the joint right there. We have a pivot on the foot and rotation. Once again, no peg holes, but little pads on there, which is really cool. So she does have a waist pivot hinge. You can kind of get her, you know, I don't even know what you say it, like an arch in the back. You can't really go too, you can't really get her to pick her back up or anything like that, where they would be like alert with this on the bottom, this crest on the bottom right there. Like I said, I'm not a cat anatomy person so much, so if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. There is a lot of motion that you can do with these two joints on the neck right here in range. And then of course the head is also on its own joint and ball socket, so you can rotate that. And there is a hinge in the mouth, and that does change that expression a lot. So, you know, happy kitty. Oh, you done effed up now. And the paint in the mouth and everything is really cool. You can see the tongue and the top of the mouth, all those different fangs and stuff in there. But yeah, very, very cool amount of detail in there. Just so, yeah, this is Guenhwyvar, and she is awesome. So now let's take a look at Drizzt. And first thing we'll do is we're just going to swap out the cloak so you can kind of see what he looks like with the cloak on. And go ahead and put that cloak on him. There you go. The cloak looks really cool. It does, you can kind of hide the scimitars behind it, so it looks really cool posed up and stuff like that. It will stop a little bit of range of motion on the arms a little bit, but it is flexible, so you can push on it a little bit if you like. With the heads, whenever you put the hair on there, since it is kind of connected, you gotta make sure you kind of set it down, because if not, you're gonna have this weird looking gap on the head, which looks really, really strange. So just make sure it kind of like locks in place. You can check with the ears. I noticed a little bit using the cloak that it kind of pushes the hair up a little bit. You kind of got to get the back of his hair to kind of fit in between where the hood would be, and you won't really have any problems like I just showed you. See, like I raise the cape, watch his head. Oh no, didn't do it there. So take that cloak back off. We kind of looked at the head already, but the paint on the figure itself is fantastic. I love this kind of, it's like this blue-green color they kind of going on with the gold. Just a lot of detail with all the straps and everything and stuff like that. We can see, you know, all like the buckles and everything are all painted silver and stuff like that. It's just so much detail on this figure. This is all one solid piece. These straps and other stuff don't move, so it's just all one paint. And the texture on it's really good. So you got like the plate mail, and then underneath you got like kind of this leather and has a different texture to it. Fantastic. And there's so much detail on like these little buckles. They look like almost like kind of creatures or something on it. I'm not sure what that is at this point. And I'm on the 4th book, and he's still kind of wearing some rags a little bit, so excuse my ignorance. But it just kind of goes all the way through. So he's kind of got his mail that kind of goes down. Got this really cool, nice kind of skirted piece that wraps around, and on the back, you can actually see where the straps come in, and then where everything would be tied up. And then these straps connected from the front wrap around these with like the little clips, and they actually hold the sheaths for the swords and stuff like that. And they are, like I said, they are each one is different, so they are uniquely painted. They got different tops on the and bottoms on them, so I mean they just look fantastic. Like this is like I want to get a second one of these just because I'm so impressed and in love with this figure and the detail on this guy. And I hope we see more Dungeons and Dragons characters and stuff like that come out, because this is a line that I would definitely get into. And then, like, of course, that green blue kind of goes all the way down. We got that gold accents on his knee pads, and then of course on his shin guards with this really badass spikes. And then painted all the way around. A lot of times you would see figures and this stuff in the back wouldn't be painted, but it goes all the way around. And then you can see that he actually has guards on the top of his feet, and they got that brown kind of underneath there, that leather that kind of goes all the way through on his character. So yeah, that leather on there. The arms, I got these really cool shoulder pads. They are glued on there and not really movable, so I'm not gonna mess with it too much, but they look really awesome on there. The texture on that, once again with the gold accent and everything, goes all the way around. But yeah, just fantastic. Of course, straps and everything go through. So articulation on Drizzt. He does have a little bit of range on his head. You're not gonna look up too far with the hair. You try the other head and see, but it's gonna be about the same because of the way the hair is made. So yeah, not much range down. You can look down a little bit, but you got rotation on the head. Just gotta play with the hair a little bit, and then if you have the cloak on, it's gonna be a little bit less. Full rotation on arms. He does have a bicep swivel, but that is going to be limited very much by them shoulder pads, so it's going to start to hit the back or the front. So he's got that single jointed elbow, but with the gauntlets and the shoulder pads and stuff like that, that's going to be kind of limited. He's not a very tall figure, and his arms are kind of long for this figure, so you can kind of get whatever range you want it to on him. So he has an ab crunch, so he can look down pretty good. He can bow up a little bit. You can be less with the cloak probably on there. Waist rotation is pretty much non-existent on this figure because of all of this and everything. It's all glued on there. He does have a thigh cut. He's got double jointed knees. And it doesn't look so bad. Usually like this gap would look pretty bad, but with the knee pads and stuff on it, that doesn't really bother me at all. There's no rotation on the calves with these big boots on, these big shin guards on there, but he does have an ankle pivot and peg holes, and his peg holes are on the front of his feet. A lot of times you see him more towards the back, which is interesting on there as well. But yeah, overall, like I love this figure a lot. I had a lot of fun posing him and just like taking some pictures with him and stuff like that. You know, it's a lot better than I thought, and I wasn't, like I said, I was expecting just to be kind of a little cheap figurine for $39, coming with 2 big size figures and a lot of accessories and stuff like that. But I was pleasantly surprised it's not. Like I said, I hope we get more of these Forgotten Realms Dungeons and Dragons characters and stuff like that. I like to see Caddy Bree and Wolfgar and some of the other people pop up and stuff like that, or even do the Dungeons and Dragons classic animated series in a line like this. I would definitely buy that. So you know, what is your thoughts on this? Do you guys like this figure? Is this something that you were interested in? Maybe I pushed you towards liking it or something? Let me know in your thoughts. Like I said, I definitely like it, and I hope you did too. So check back. We'll have a lot more content coming. This is the new part of my new lighting system and stuff like that, so hopefully this looks a lot better. If you do, please put that in the comments as well if you watch my other videos and stuff. And if you have been watching my videos, thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I really mean it. it really awesome to see the channel growing and stuff like that. And we got so much more content and stuff to go, and I want to grow with you guys. So as always, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself.